Welcome to episode 11 of our video podcast. They're all specials at the moment, and this one comes from Cardiff City Stadium as we hosted Midtjylland, the champions of Denmark. In the pre-match press conference, Scott Ruscoe faced the journalists.
It was good, very good. You know, we trained yesterday, positive. We trained at the Vale, excellent surface. You know exactly what it's going to be replicated here. Lovely stadium. You know, beautiful pitch, perfect conditions. So, you know, we've got no concerns on that one. Where the momentum's with us. Obviously, we've played in the last few weeks in Europe. We've had a good pre-season. We're 2 months in now. We came back in early June. So, on a fitness level, we're at where we need to be, and we're looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, I know a bit about them. I played in the team that lost to them a few years ago. Very good side. Do things statistical analysis where they choose players on set plays and obviously where they create chances from, and obviously it's the money ball aspect and what have you, and obviously they've got a lot of novel ideas about how they do things, which is nice in this modern day and age of football. So yeah, I've seen clips of them, seen the threats that can hurt us. I mean, they played Astana last week and very nearly got to the next round of the Champions League. They lost 2-1 over, you know, on aggregate, whatever. They drew 0-0 at home and were very unfortunate on the night. We've seen footage, we've seen the game. They played again on Saturday, so their league's already started. Played 4 games, 7 points. They're just above mid-table, and they played 4 players from the previous game. So that tells you that they've got a very big squad. They trust their players, because you know, to leave 7 players out of the starting lineup and still win 3-1 in their national league, they're very strong. You know, we've told our players it's not out of our hands, but if we don't show up, if we have any weaknesses on the night, then it's going to be a very, very long 90 minutes. Then we have the away leg, which is going to be even harder.
Before the game itself, we had a chat with TNS centre-half Blaine Hudson.
This is your second season at the club. Would you have imagined when you signed that you'd be playing and scoring in European games?
That's obviously what part of the package when you sign it. You know that you're going to be involved in them sort of games, and to be involved in them games is a completely different experience to anything that I've been involved in before. And obviously last year when I came, I wasn't involved in the games. I was on the bench, but to see what it meant to the lads to go through and the way that we went through out in Portugal was a really good experience, and it sort of drove me on a bit, wanting to be involved more, and to get a goal in the first leg, the winner, and then to go out and get the job done in Gibraltar was a good feeling. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Well, we're going to come to all that in a moment, but when you signed for the New Saints, I remember when we did our very first interview, and you said, in a very confident manner, nothing arrogant about it at all, you said, I've come to play football, and you've certainly done that over the 12 months, culminating, of course, in this European campaign. Let's go back to the goal that you scored, an important one, of course, against Lincoln Red Imps. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I think wherever I go to play football, so to get in the team and obviously stay there and achieve what we achieved last season, to get this far and then to keep pushing and to score some goals along the way, it's been really good. So I just seen the ball go over my head. I don't know how it started, and I seen it as was going to head it back, and I thought he's going to head it back into this area, and I'm going to score. So I just gambled and thought if he puts it there, I'm going to score. I'll get across my man and just hope that he heads it there, and that's exactly what he done. Fair play to us, put it on the plate really. I couldn't miss because I'd already made the run, and he put the ball exactly where it was, and I don't miss from there, Ref.
Right, you certainly don't. And you do score some screamers as well. Newtown last year was one that certainly comes to mind. A week later, we're on the road in Gibraltar itself, and although you didn't get on the score sheet, you certainly had a very valuable assist. 1-0 down on the way out to the competition, and then you popped up, well, Dean Ebby popped up to put it in the back of the net, but you certainly helped it along.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I think with set pieces we always go through quite a lot of them, but sometimes old-fashioned, just clip it up and let me do something would helps us out. I think we have loads of variations and we get chances quite a lot from them, and just so happens that we was under the cosh, we needed something, and Mazza's put a great little ball about 5 minutes just before that one where I got on the end of it, but I couldn't really get it to anyone or get it on target, and then to obviously get another chance of doing it from a similar position 5 minutes later, and guys just put it up lovely for me, and I couldn't. Dean was waiting, and it was easy for me to pass over the torch for Dean to score.
Well, you talk about set pieces, lots of those going on the training ground. As a defender, your job is not only to stop the ball from going in at one end, but also, if not put it there, certainly to help it on its way at the other end. So is there much of that in training?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the last couple of games we've conceded from them, and that's not like us really. I think people might say that we're not that switched on from set piece, maybe because we play a lot of football, but we do pay a lot of attention to detail, and it is talked about and gone through a lot on the training pitch. So disappointed to have conceded a couple of goals from them of late. That is out of character, and I believe that we'll nip that in the bud, and that's not in our DNA. That's not what we do. So yeah, there is a bit of responsibility from the defenders, obviously, in set pieces, but the lads all come back. The lads all know their roles and responsibilities, and everyone mucks in to try and obviously get the ball up the pitch, and then you've got your forwards, you have to look after it once we've cleared it, and people who can counter-attack on other teams.
Well, as we talk right now, we are just a few hours away from kick-off this evening here in Cardiff. Lincoln Red Imps, the new Saints, although it was a difficult game, we were favourites going into this evening's game. Well, we're very much on the back foot as far as the bookies are concerned, but how much of that is important when it comes down to you, the players, preparing for a game?
I think everyone's played, well, most people have played in positions before where they're underdogs, and you've seen it on telly numerous times, how many times the shocks happen in the FA Cup and competitions like that. So it's nice to be underdog sometimes with no pressure on you, and we've all worked as hard as we can, paid as much attention to detail. All the information has been given to us by the staff, and we're going to go out there and just sit and see what we can do. Like, you never know, do you, in football, and it's a good feeling. Yeah, it's a good feeling to be still in competition at this stage and to be testing ourselves against players of their quality. So we're all looking forward to it, and we'll be ready for it.
And yesterday the team trained at Cardiff City Stadium. How inspiring is that to you as a professional footballer to be playing at that sort of level, at that stage?
Yeah, it's good. We have a domestic season where we travel around and stuff, and we work all year to get into this competition, and then to travel away and play in stadiums like this is what you play football for, isn't it? To play in big stadiums and in big competitions and sort of dream big. So like I say, you never know what could happen, and we'll go out there and give it our best, and that's all we can do.
Well, Blaine, as always, thank you for your time and all the very, very best this evening. If we can be screaming a Blaine Hudson goal on TNS Radio, we will be very happy campers indeed.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
It wasn't the result that we wanted, a 2-0 defeat. Afterwards, though, we chatted again with manager Scott Ruscoe. Scott, disappointing result in the end, but as I often ask you in cases like this, what about the performance?
Performance over everything, I think, like I said, it's a big gulf that we're pitting ourselves against the Danish champions, and to come away 2-0. Yes, disappointed of how they've scored their goals and whatever, but I know they're going to be getting chances. I know they're going to be taking their chances from set plays. I've seen countless clips of footage of free kicks, corners, they're frightening. They are just very, very good at set plays. And we switched off, whatever you want to call it, from our defensive set plays. We didn't switch off our possession, and defensively as a team, I thought we were magnificent.
You prepared so well for this game. How disappointing was it then to go down with just 9 minutes on the clock?
Yeah, it was, because it's another scenario like Rijeka, Croatia team. We went down 1-0 with 4 minutes gone. It's a long way in the game then to dig in and keep at it. But I know the boys are relentless in their determination to try and turn it round. And you look at that, they're playing for so long. When you are 2-0 down and coming in at half time, you think the heads might drop or whatever. But we weren't going to change. We were going to stick to our game plan. There's 2 legs to football matches, not just one. If it was a cup tie over 1 leg, I may be pressing the game after half time. 60 minutes in, I might be bringing 2 centre forwards on. If you do that against this top opposition, then you will get punished.
You mentioned half time. What was your message to the lads at the break?
We said that didn't do well enough from set plays, and on another night we've got to take those chances that we created down the right hand side. The ball got slipped across. I've talked about Danny maybe hitting it, Jay maybe doing better with his left foot shot, but I'm not here to criticise. I'm just saying about the chances we had. They are the defining factors in games when you are up against it. And when you do have that chance, you have to take that chance. We've seen it before. We've seen it numerous times where we have that chance and we don't quite take it. But listen, there's small margins where, like I said, we're punching well above our weight there with a squad and with the resources that we've got compared to these other European teams.
Whether yourself or the team as a whole, one of the key words that always comes through is positivity. How confident are you of turning this tie around next week?
Yeah, I'm confident of scoring an away goal. We're always confident of scoring goals. The way we play. Do we throw caution to the wind early on? Possibly not. Do we wait to the second half? I think maybe that. If we're still in with a chance at 2-0, and we go in there after half time, then yes, we will certainly give it our utmost. We're not going to go out with a whimper. We don't get to this stage in Europe just to lie down and let other teams beat us and certainly make us look stupid.
Well, Scott, you've been very busy this evening. As always, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Ray.
We hope you've enjoyed our latest video podcast. Don't forget to check out our website for daily updates from the champions of Wales.